Yeah. Ayy. Yeah. Flipping the script from my old ways. Look up the switch, I'm in flow state. Commas, I'm going through growing pains. I wasn't used to shit being so gross. I tighten the threads at a crochet. I wake up to cushion some OJ. The last tape I dropped was a rollway. It's yellow, I swear it's a Coldplay. Viva la vida, I'm swiping the visa. We working, I'm taking off no days. Cause we throwing shots like a gun range. So we finally make it to front page. A head full of dreams, some breath for the schemes. A heart that been feeling like it's a machine. I'm pushing extremes, cause I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Yeah, stay on my P's, get hate off my body like it's a disease. I'm walking off after we taking the lead. She call me Big Papi, I'm David Ortiz. It's what you've been waiting to see. There's moments where you gotta take it or leave. And I'm taking everything, some call it greed, but I call it living out what you believe. And I've been believing since no one was seeing the vision board. Racing with fate all my life, a collision course. Fighting with snakes, I'm a lion like Gryffindor. Fuck, I be asking permission for it. This type of shit what we breaking tradition for. Clearing the mission, don't care who the victim. I'm dying for all that I'm living for. Flipping the script from my old ways. Look up the switch, I'm in flow state. Commas, I'm going through growing pains. I wasn't used to shit being so gross. I tighten the threads at a crochet. I wake up to cushion some OJ. The last tape I dropped was a rollway. It's yellow, I swear it's a Coldplay. Viva la vida, I'm swiping the visa. We working, I'm taking off no days. Cause we throwing shots like a gun range. So we finally make it to front page. A head full of dreams, some breath for the schemes. A heart that been feeling like it's a machine. I'm pushing extremes, cause I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Yeah.
May the truth be told, I was down bad, now I got it on go. Finna count my dough till my thumb got slit. Put my neck on glitz, put my name on the list. Finna shine on the bitch, I'm from the bay, been player one, way too clean. I was born this way, this my DNA. I was EBT, now the bread on the way was the ETA. I done took my payment, it sound too clean. I'm a trail ass nigga, never thought I can't. Got $1 on me, what is life but a dream? I've been living my faith, nigga turn me up. I ain't even hit 10, bro, this shit like wait, let them feel my bass. Finna test your jaw like my last name Davis. Heard your slap, but it sound outdated. What you rated? I got a 10 in the backseat, peeling off clothes. I'm 5 from the crib, and she putting on a show. Tell him eat my dust when the green light show. I'ma peel it off, niggas don't want this smoke. Little nigga, y'all want this smoke. I'ma spark that shit, I've been feeling on edge. I'ma burn that down to the ashes cold.
More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'ma spark that shit, I've been feeling on edge. I'ma burn that down to the ash get cold. More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire.
Spark this shit, don't fear no death. I'ma burn that down to the ashes cold.
More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm lying, I'm on fire, I'm lying, I'm on fire, more fire, I'm on fire, I'm on fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm lying. I jump up and count my blessings. Yeah, I ball out so hard, got 'em thinking I'm mad with the pictures. Yeah, look at me manifesting. I'm in love with the bread, and look at the spread. I'm thinking I'm blueberry central. Sign on the dotted circle the amount. Hella O's like I went running routes. I wanted this since I jumped off of the porch. I've been in free since I lived on River's couch. Gold frames on me leading the charge. My eyes is open, I can see it to Mars. I'm Steve with the Max serving up genius bars. Reach for the ceiling, nigga. I'm the same little nigga with a got to smile. I never backtrack. I'm a long way from home with the block too hot. I ain't touching on road, break ground when I grow. I was kissed by a rose. Niggas wouldn't go a mile if they lace my souls. I could walk on air like I'm stepping on stone. I'ma spark this shit, don't fear no death. I'ma burn that down to the ashes cold. More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. I'm lying, I'm on fire, I'm lying, I'm on fire, no fire, I'm on fire, I'm on fire, no fire, no fire, no fire. I'm lying, I'm on fire, no fire, no fire, no fire, no fire. I'm lying, no fire, I'm lying, no fire.
Amigos of the bait will be falling. debate with it.
Hello, chat. How are we doing today? Holy fuckaroni. Dude, there's been a lot of streams by me back to back. This is kind of rare. I was sitting here, you know, like when I'm setting up stream. So today I was actually doing a little bit of stuff before I went live. But I was also sitting here going, fuck, I'm running out of comedic material, you know? I'm supposed to be this guy that's like got like associated like stories because he like goes outside and touches grass, but like nothing's fucking happened. I've literally used up all the material. We're like running out of time. Okay. like we're catching up on anything I could have to add. Okay. Dice is extremely upsetting. I hope that it's not going to make you sad. Well, I mean, probably. I don't know, man. Like, I guess. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people. Why are they so interested in all this glump shitto drama in the ACC? Like, I don't get it. I saw you were going live and I pushed back my stream because I'm happy to see you streaming. This guy. No one but Chris wants to talk about Dice because of how sad it actually is. Oh, well, I don't know, man. I like to think that I'm pretty steeled to these things. I can't tell as if my shit is always blurry these days. Maybe my eyes are getting fucked up. Dude, so you guys know that I've been in the wedding guest arc, for those of you that care about me and not just whatever glupshitto drama I cover. So I booked the hotel finally, and it's like a fucking 6-hour drive. It's like too long and too remote to fly, and it's too remote to fly, and it's too short to fly, but it's also kind of too long to drive. And when I looked for where this wedding is being held, like I was trying to book the hotel and it was giving me options in Canada, and all I could think was like, God, I gotta go through customs to go to a wedding? No, thank you. Okay, I don't want to have to stay in Canada so that way I can get a short drive over to the wedding venue. And it's just such a horrible feeling. Diesel hates Canadians. Honestly, come Diesel, Canada will welcome you. I'm sure they would. I don't want to go to Canada right now, okay? I don't want to go to Canada for a weekend, okay? The perks of upstate New York. Yeah, the perks of upstate New York is that there's nothing there. When people think of New York and you say the words, I'm from New York, they think you're like, this is the place where dreams are made of. Oh. You know, I forget the song. I'm sorry. I just butchered that. But, you know, people ask me like, oh, Diesel, where are you from? And I say New York. And they go, oh, Manhattan, Spider-Man, Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ooh, do you see the Times Square? Oh, you must be hard worker who is always on time, right? And then I had to be like, well, actually, there are other places, right? And so, like, you know, like, I could be from there. Say you're from Chicago, but then people would just think I'm, like, a poor person. Sorry, Chicagoans, okay? Did you see Brony Fando wants to sue your husband internationally? Well, like, you know, they can certainly try, but I think they need to go get a job at, like, McDonald's first before they do that. You could have said Detroit. Well, you know, it's like people assume that that area is like all one big thing, the same way that they assume that New York is just one big city. You know, you're so mean to me. But yeah, man, if you're from Chicago, people will ask you about the bean. Yeah, that's the problem. So, like, I say I'm from New York and I'm close enough to Manhattan where I could be like, yeah, I've worked in Manhattan. I've fucked in Manhattan. I've lived Manhattan. You know, like I've been there, right? Like I be there all the time. I still go there semi-frequently, not like as much as I used to, but I still do, right? So I just say that. When you go to California, though, that's when people think you're like you're the Ritz, right? When you say you're from fucking New York and you go to LA or something, everybody's like, damn, this guy must really have a good work ethic. I don't know if you guys have ever been to California, but everybody's like on a perpetual vacation there while also trying to sell you on their juice startup / movie idea. I'm so excited. Universal's opening the Dark Universe Park in Chicago. Trips from there to Pittsburgh are easier than trips to Orlando. Well, yeah, definitely. Did you know there's a smaller bean in New York City? It's right near the law school near Canal Street. I did not know there was another bean here. I gotta go visit the bean. I should visit both beans. Why would I say that? That just came out of my mouth. I don't wanna promise myself anything, okay? When I'm still like holding off on the melon stream. What's the bean? Here, hold on. I'll pull up a picture of the bean. Here's a picture of the bean, chat. That's the bean. It's a big metal bean. Okay? It's a big metal bean in Chicago. And it's like really reflective, okay? Diesel flicking beans, crazy. Maybe focus on not fumbling first. That's crazy. Hold on, let me screenshot that. You walk down Church Street towards Canal. I pass it when I hit up the Canal Plastics. Oh, okay, okay. There's a giant pigeon. When the fuck did we get a giant pigeon? I know about the bull, but that's it. Who are you sending that to, lol? We have the same friends. I have a diverse group of individuals, okay? I've never seen this pigeon statue. The pigeon is a temp sculpture in the High Line. Oh, okay. Dude, I never go to the High Line. Okay, for those of you not from the city or city adjacent places, the High Line is like, imagine if we built one of those like walkways in Cyberpunk, but we made it like a gentrified neighborhood. Imagine if we made one of those cool places where you get the noodles in the stand and you look down and you see the traffic in the rain, but instead it's you get a Jamba Juice next to the bench that they fire hose the poor people away from. Here. The High Line's like a good walk. You know, like if you need to walk around a place, it's like a good walk. You know, it's like Hell's Kitchen in Daredevil is like this terrible place that's horrible, but like Hell's Kitchen in real life is like the most uppity, like it's kind of like high end now. I haven't seen a Jamba Juice since 2014. Yeah, but like the joke landed, so it's okay. Like I can say that as long as the joke lands. It's a nice place though, and cleanest public bathrooms I've seen in a New York City park. That's true. I agree with that. The bar in the OG Daredevil isn't even a Hell's Kitchen. It's in Brooklyn. Not surprised. Sorry, I'm chewing on some ice that I swallowed by accident. Anyway. We're going over this thing that Falgi suggested I go over. Topic starts. And apparently it is like a supplementary piece to Birdie. It's about that server that Birdie was a part of called Dice. It made a brief appearance in the Toastify video. And so this is like the piece about the server, right? By a separate creator. Welcome, Shell. Welcome. We were actually waiting for you, Shell, to start. But yeah, so that's really what it is today. We're gonna be covering not necessarily Birdie, but Birdie is a main character in this Discord server called Dice. Essentially, what would happen in Dice is that a lot of people who shouldn't have been getting up to nonsense were getting up to nonsense. One of those people in this case is Birdie. Now, apparently, according to chat, what we're going to be looking at today is particularly sad and kind of just fucked up. I don't usually recommend the trigger warning because I say horrible things like, you know, maybe when you fly over. Like, I was going to make a war crime joke, but I'm going to refrain from that because I haven't decided to weigh in on Ethan Hassan Destiny. Oh, man. But apparently I'll understand why eventually. And I'll see why this is so bad. But without further ado, let's just get into the fucking bullshit. Warn us if melons become involved. The problem is, this would be a lot better if melons were involved and none of these people were involved. And it was just a 3-hour video of fruit dancing.
Well, sometimes when I look at my dog, I just feel bad.
The community they've built around themselves filled with degenerate actors.
When you said that you wanted to have a...
This is a little dramatic, I ain't gonna lie. I just don't... I don't think I have, like, the mental headspace to create videos with this kind of energy.
and say that you wanted to... Was that fucking true?
Yes. What? Okay, we're gonna do a segment on the dice.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Chud is in the beginning of this video.
Stuff.
Before we continue, if you enjoy my content or even this video, make sure to subscribe and like the video. It really goes.
He sounds like the Burger King foot lettuce guy too. I heard like that slim part of him talking before I watched this. I have not pre-screened this. And this guy sounds like Burger King foot lettuce.
A long way in helping out the channel, as the likelihood of this video getting monetized is pretty slim. Anyways, back to animations.
He sounds like a cross between the Burger King foot lettuce guy and that guy, what's his face? I keep wanting to say Pinely. Who's the guy that does the cartoon reviews that like tried to fuck over LS Mark? He's like white and spindly and sits in like a Timmy Turner room. I'm describing like a cartoon character right now. I'm sorry. Fucking, he does like pinata something. No, something pintata. Daft Pita! Daft Pita! Daft Pita! Fuck, oh my god, Daft Pita. I forgot who that was. Yeah, he is pretty quiet. I'll put it up. I don't want... There might be big spikes in it. God, holy shit. Pinata. Pinata got me to Daft Pita, okay?
Depraved, in quotes, cult. This is dice.org, a group deprived of self-harm tendencies and talks about other alleged morally bad actions. While
wait, what?
A group deprived of self-harm tendencies.
I pray to you every night. I love you. I have blank for you. And if it means I have to for you to love me, I will kill for you.
And talks about...
Because people are so upset with it. I think younger people are cute! And blank. Cute and something awful. Come fight me, lol. I'm talking about from the ages. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, boy. That's not good.
Other alleged
I love stroking my shit while watching blank. Ugh, I'm disgusted.
morally bad actions. Whilst on the surface, this group has always portrayed themselves as an ARG aesthetic and some kind of a cult.
Dude, I can't believe FNAF Fazbear has a grooming Discord.
However, it's not
Dude, William Afton must be stopped. Where is this purple guy this instant?
so cut and dry when calling it a cult, so I'm just gonna call it a group. However, it's up to you to come to your own conclusions on what exactly you'll name it. As one time in the past, the leader of this group allegedly admitted to it being a cult, but has backtracked on this a
Who the that's like, okay, to be honest, the quote-unquote leader saying that it's a cult is just like some fucking edgy glup teenager thinking that they're big moves, okay? Do you guys remember when Onision started a religion like thrice? Okay? He tried to like start a religion like 3 times, man. And it's like it has the same kind of energy as an Onision church.
lot, as we'll discuss later. From my knowledge, DICE is, for the most part, a Discord group which allegedly involved the advertisements, commercials, and really any media promoting the group claim it to be a lot of different things. However, among these lies 2 main themes: safety and family. The group posed itself as a place where younger people could feel at home and safe. However, whether the group actually fulfilled this purpose or was instead a breeding ground for immense
Dude, back in the day, I keep doing this too, but it's true. Where it's like back in the day, cults used to have some serious aura, like the Manson family or Jamestown. Like, that was spooky. Like, that's something you make a spooky video about, okay? But Senska or whatever Onision had, and this, it's Mama Max. It's Mama Maxing for sure.
Degeneracy is entirely up to your own interpretation. On top of these external advertisements, we also get an insight as to what people would see if they actually joined the group. To be more specific, the chats. In an ad, they claim 6 different chat channels existed, but that some may become unavailable. A few of them aren't really much cause for concern.
Discord cult has no aura. Like, even Jared Leto's sex cult is kind of mid. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't really have the same Waco-like vibes, okay? Nobody's willing to lay down their lives for anything anymore. I'm just saying that it's like, wouldn't this be a lot more interesting if it ended in a Waco-style siege? And then we could have crazy people debate the ethics of the entire thing for the next 40 years.
They just seem to be normal or general chats, but there were 3 which...
It's like even our cults are like steeped in irony from Zoomers, okay? It's like maybe, you know, but put some 10 toes down on it. Give me some religious backing to your cult.
that appeared to be...
All right, like even the big cults like Falun Gong, like aside from manipulating our political system and also running a dog shit play, what else do they do? Actually, manipulating our political system is pretty bad. Did you know that they have a newspaper where they spread a bunch of false information and then give it out to free, deliberately trying to indoctrinate and turn the Chinese population of America into basically agents for their whim? Yeah, that's a little weird. Anyway, did you know that they have a cult compound in the Catskills, and the only reason the United States has let them be here is because the leader of the cult is considered a criminal inside the CCP, and so it's like an enemy of the enemy is our friend thing, but that's not really good because he was actually a fucking crazy person, and he believes that he can fly, and also he doesn't believe in technology, and also there's a bunch of people living inside. Listen. Falun Gong is actually pretty bad. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's actually that bad.
be incredibly suspicious. From one marked as a quote NSFW chat, one that was supposedly from
Diesel, will you please stop saying 10 toes down? Sorry, it's an autistic tick that I took away from Westside Tyler.
and for age regressors of all things, as well as a chat to top it all off. I think anyone could agree that this server appeared severely alarming. Continuing on, let's discuss.
What should I say instead of 10 toes down? 10 grippers in, 10 grippers deep.
discuss the server rules. The first of which being to respect your leaders, do what they say, and follow their orders. Whilst on the surface, this seems to be a normal rule for a Discord server or for any group, organization, or even a company for that matter, the wording is very vague and aggressive. When you say do what they say and follow their orders, it leaves out a very necessary but less spoken about component that
Instead of saying that somebody's slippery, you're gonna say they have greasy grippers. I almost said greasy glippers.
this should be done within reason. The second rule, respect helpers, other members, don't be rude to them, is very lukewarm and there's not really a lot of critique there. The next one, add trigger warnings before sending something potentially triggering, is much the same. And tell the leaders if you decide to leave is somewhat reasonable, but functionally useless. The final rule pretty much just reinforces the server's theme, which on the surface makes the server not seem all too bad. But the confusing and scary nature of the first rule wasn't just a fluke. In fact, it may have been a warning for the—
Do you think cults lost their aura on COVID? This seems like a post-COVID cult. Well, like I feel like after the pandemic, like it's just normal to believe in like completely made up shit now, you know? Like I feel like I think if I polled people before COVID, less people would say gnomes are real, but post-COVID, there's like a gnome society that tracks all gnome sightings throughout the world, you know, and it's like normal to be like, I think gnomes are real.
Depths of depravity in which the server would harbor. Upon further investigation, the group has even gone as far as to make
Los Duendes. So from the last video, one of the servers had pretended to be Birdie to get his attention, and somehow in 2 weeks Birdie made this server worse according to more knowledgeable sources. Okay. So they it's like they're trying to bait Birdie into their realm of influence, and then Birdie completely like fucking Lannistarianly usurped.
Conditions of uniforms the group members would wear. Having a set outfit for server members is definitely weird.
This is corny as fuck. I'm not even, it's nothing, this isn't weird. This is like cringe teen behavior, dude.
And bizarre to say the very least. And when he realized there are set outfits for each member type, it began to set the tone for what the server would be like. The outfits include the leader, helper.
This is so corny. This is corny as hell. Creepypasta Discord server, bro.
Dedicated, and as
I know some heinous shit is said by the people in this server, but I cannot tell you how much negative aura it has, okay? Like this is fucking just fucking giga cringe.
as well as a member piece. However, what's even more alarming about these outfits is the poster upon which they are shown, with quotes.
Is Birdie the worst lolcow, or do you think you've covered far worse than them? 1 billion times I've covered far worse than Birdie. Like, Birdie's like fucked up and weird, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm not a good judge of that because I feel like I stare into the abyss a lot. Yeah, Pamper Chew's worse. Never mind. That's worse. That's worse. The diaper eating guy's worse.
Displayed like, we will guide you, we can help, we devote our lives to DICE, and we are proud members of DICE. It definitely began to appear a whole lot more cultish. However, what
I don't know if I necessarily agree with those parameters, but sure, I guess in a colloquial sense, sure.
What if I told you this group didn't just stay online and was taken into the real world?
He eats them. Clearly, we need to do a Pamper Chew stream again, because it's been a while since I talked about Pamper Chew. We're gonna incorporate some I will add that to the list. I'll add that to the list. I wanted to knock this out so that way we could meet our weekly quota for ACC streams. Dude, remember when people were doing devious licks in the high school and they were stealing the E152 fucking water fountain from their school library? I have a thumbnail for an Austin Jones stream. I've just been sitting on it forever. Dude, what is going on, dude? The music in this, bro. Dude, motionless and white called. They want their vibes back, dude. Holy shit.
Upon even deeper research, things were far more weirder than I could have ever even have predicted. Let's start with how they promote themselves. If it's not putting the number 20 in your username or even putting it on cake, then how about graffitiing the group's name, symbol, or even ways to contact them? Or about an even...
Holy shit. This is just the dorkiest shit ever, dude. This is so corny. This is so corny. You know, the thing is, right? If we make videos with this kind of energy, right? Because this is like really serious and dark, right? You kind of are like giving them a win, okay? Like you're kind of giving the DICE people a win by like giving them this kind of vibe and mystique, because this is just fucking corny. All this corny and then this actual corn by kids. That's bad, yes, but the energy they're giving it is like they're giving it too much.
A better example, the group's leader. Meet Mortis, a claimed to be 14-year-old and leader of this group. If all the allegations displayed are accurate, this individual has done some pretty horrific things. Mortis has been told to be a fan of Birdie, from Birdie himself, even if it doesn't mean much. Mortis, before Birdie joining, allegedly put out a tweet talking about
My current plans right now are 1, dating Birdie and blank him, forcing him to use poly again and obsess over him and threaten him with blank. Animal blank. Keep on bullying Geo, causing him to, I assume that says kill himself. I can't say this one. Dude, okay. Listen, man, the video's not gonna get ads anyway. Tell me what the blanked out words are.
them. Either
Does this editing radiate Mama Max vibes? I mean, it's just a stylistic choice. I think saying that it's Mama Max vibes is more like an indictment about the material inside the video. If the video conveys its message well, I can only say that I'm not particularly a fan of like the styling for the reasons I've mentioned, right? But if the information is good, then who gives a shit, right? Ultimately, that just comes down to a personal taste thing.
an actionable plan or a ridiculously overly edgy tweet. Mortis has at the least allegedly done one of the things listed, as she threatened a game over if Birdie didn't respond.
You threatened a game over. I'm gonna take all this influencer speak and throw it out the back. I can't believe it. Sorry for being in bad parts and huge gaps. Dear Jack, after many attempts to get your attention, you still have not noticed me. I have blank for you. Cried for you, blah, blah, blah. I've done so many things for you, and yet you still fail to acknowledge me. So, Jack, if you don't talk to me within the next 24 hours, I will kill myself at 1400 GMT on Instagram Live.
The leader, besides all of that, has some pretty heinous allegations against them, starting with leaked DMs from a person named Dreamer, where Mortis allegedly admits to tolerating or promoting animal abuse. Hello, someone has told me that you're promoting animal abuse. I did a quick search on your profile, and I could only find one thing relating to that. I have, however, found something that appears to be some pro-shipping. I wanted to bring it up with you in case anything here is wrong. Screenshot in question, by the way. Definitely. If you don't like that, you can leave. You support animal? Why are you asking?
Diesel, you have no idea. I watched a 3-hour crime video, and the person kept saying ex-offender registry. I almost threw my phone across the room. Just say sex offender. Listen, the material you're talking about is still bad. The system is good enough that it will catch you, okay? So if you say ex-offender, the system knows what you're talking about because of the rest of the context associated with it, all right? Just do yourself a favor and fucking just say the word.
Stuff if you're just gonna be so sensitive about it. I mean, I'm not affected by animal lol. Excuse me, I'm just clarifying that you support animals. Yes, correct. Okay, guessing that means you support is true too. Absolutely. I don't support these, I tolerate them. Alrighty, thanks for your time, I guess. You're welcome. Please stop being a little bitch about this. Your art looks genuinely thanks. In a confrontation, he allegedly admitted to doing unspeakably inappropriate acts with his dog in one of the worst ways possible, which would make sense why he tolerates it for other people.
I did see your vent account at some point. I saw that one picture of you, I guess, doing your dog. Sorry, that's not funny. I'm sorry.
Dude, these people are like, they're just putting like the worst things possible on recording. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I find it very disturbing, but like,
Okay.
what happened with that? Is that like real legit shit?
Well, I haven't done it for like years.
So you do admit to doing it?
Yeah, I do.
Do you regret what you did?
Sort of.
Can you
So this is Mortis talking to Birdie.
explain like your regrets?
Well, sometimes when I look at my dog, I just feel bad. I don't know. It makes me feel gross, but at the same time, I still like that sort of stuff, but I wouldn't do it to my dog again.
However, that's not all to the confrontation.
That's not Birdie. I don't think this was Birdie. I vaguely remember this being in the Toastify video, unless I'm wrong. Is it Discord or... Oh, wait. Yeah, no, this is Mortis. Yeah.
Mortis in the confrontation call stated that he had a real obsession with Birdie, saying that he went to extents that other times he wouldn't, and this wasn't a fake obsession, to the point of doing bad
Mortis
things
faked being Birdie. Okay, Jesus Christ.
to himself.
My question is, was it all for attention?
My obsession?
Yeah.
No, that was genuine. Like, if it was for attention, I wouldn't have, like, for that. I wouldn't have gone to the lengths. Like, okay, maybe I have, like, faked obsessions in the past, but I never went to those lengths.
After this, we get some insight into Mortis's beginnings, stating that he did have a 70 Bullets account and was his old one.
I had another account called Lieutenant Coop, and on that account, I faked myself, and people believed it, and then they slowly started to find out that I was 70 Bullets, because I, like, told some people, and then I moved on.
Yeah. Is that where everything, like, he would say everything has went down, like, in a timeline of what's happened from now to then? Like, that's the starting.
Yeah.
Mortis then talks about when someone brings it up that on a person named Satan's account, Mortis posted a note of a trans person so that people would apparently think it's cheese pizza. They also clarified
This is so fucking convoluted. Wild.
that they don't have their password anymore.
That was not Satan. That wasn't him in the photo. That was someone else, and that was a cis guy, not a cis girl or like a trans guy. That was just he posted on his story like asking who has the best or something like that, and then that guy just sent it, and I thought it would be funny if I put that on his story because people would think it's... I don't have Satan's password anymore. He changed it.
The next clip heavily ties into Mortis's delusional belief of being a god, believing they are immortal, and in quotes, they are just better. When pushed back on this, Mortis says, well, maybe I should just sacrifice myself to be a true god. And last...
Random Glupshido. You're not a god. You're just some fucking weirdo on the internet. Them. Well, then maybe I should just kill myself. Okay, sure. I'm not gonna stop you. I really have nothing to gain here. Okay. It's all on you, buddy. You gotta prove to me you're fucking the Antichrist. Kid plays Cult of the Lamb one time.
But not least, they apparently like people listening to them and obeying them. Nice one.
Why do you believe that you're worthy of being quoted to God?
I'm just better. I'm better in a lot of ways. I always know what is right, and I don't know.
Oh boy. I can't help but this is like the corniest little psychopath yet, dude. I thought the last psycho was like a corny, crazy psycho, but this one's a fucking kettle corn motherfucker, bro.
If I'm able to create a community this big, then there has to be something special about me. I have to be a god because no one else has done as many things as I have.
Yeah, dude, it's like a little Homelander, bro. Nobody has done as many things as I have. What have you done? Can you give me a list of your accolades? What is it that they say about the Antichrist? That he'll come bearing gifts in the likeness of God? right? And that's why people say that fucking Mr. Beast is the Antichrist, because he like cures blindness and he performs miracles. Like, where's your miracles, buddy? I don't see any miracles. Holy shit. Birdie tent, yes, yes. Hold on, I need to switch what's on what monitor.
I'm just better. I'm better in so many ways. I'm above everyone.
He has like a list of like 5 things and none of them are graduating high school.
How is that? Like, you have to have a reason.
I am. I'm nice only to people who are nice to me, because I don't take anyone's bullshit. I don't know. I'm a generous.
I hate to say this or put it in any means. What if I had my own cult, okay?
This is LARPing to the highest degree. Like, obviously the fucked up shit that they've done is bad, and I'm not downplaying that. But the whole like couching it as like a religious cult thing and then saying maybe I should start a cult is like I think cults are cool, so I'll just start one, right? Because if you ever read up on any cult leader, they have all these like religious delusions that are like actually like it goes down to the core. Like, they truly believe they talk to God. Like, they have some unaddressed like schizophrenia or something like that, or like some kind of grand delusion that permeates every level of their existence. I think this person is LARPing that to justify their shitty behavior. It's a cold core pretender.
I say I'm God, and I'm God because I've made this many achievements. I've made this many stuff. Am I higher than you?
Of course not. Yeah, no one is, and it may not look like I have many accomplishments now, but this is only the beginning, and I'm not gonna stop, because I'm just better, and there's gonna be a lot more that's gonna come.
All of this reinforces what we have talked about so far. A person that is delusional and believing that they're God, and posing as a cult to fulfill their fantasies, when in reality, from everything I could find, is just an overly edgy Discord server that's a disgusting cesspit and is pretty much a wannabe cult. What's even more concerning is a alleged screenshot of Mortis allegedly liking a picture of a next. So edgy, so based. Or how about even more proof of them doing, well, the deed with their dog? With this screenshot where they say, well, to be honest, blank is hot. It is. I kind of totally have not committed bad on my dog once. Besides that,
They're even talking with the safety triggering speech in the DMs between each other, dude.
call, let's dive a bit deeper and get into the Google Drive. To begin, there are some pretty strange replies displayed in the Google Drive from Mortis. All these screenshots seem to come from a website called QuoMe. The website is described as a social media service that allows people to anonymously ask questions about users. People asking questions are not required to join. The messages displayed are alarming. Here are, for lack of a better term, the highlights.
You're amazing. You're God. I'm in love with you. I'm obsessed with you. I'm addicted.
Oh my god. You're amazing. You're God. I'm in love with you. I'm obsessed with you. I'm addicted to you. Okay.
To you.
Thank you. You should be.
Please be our God forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. We all need you.
Yeah, it's like they have cult leaders, they were charismatic, and this fucking doesn't scream charisma. This is like mirroring, like they watched an AHS cult once and shot. Yep, that's yeah, it feels like that. Probably that they watched like a YouTube video or something.
Those who say they don't just don't know they do. Be our God until the end of time.
I will.
I do think they were sending these to themselves. I feel like those weirdly self-falating questions are totally like talking to themselves.
I always have been.
I love you. I want to kill one of my animals for you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm going on here because I don't want to bother you by DMing you.
This is so totally them talking to themselves. There's no way. I refuse to believe otherwise.
I think you might know who this is, but could I get your name or the dice logo on myself?
I don't think I know who you are, and if you're gonna do anything, do my name.
You really?
I can't remember whose stream it was. I think it was Beckett. but someone claiming to be an ex-Dice said that Mortis forced them to kill an animal and send pics in order to get in. Crazy if true.
Inspire me. I love you.
Thank you.
If I would have for you.
Diesel, your sons, which one of my sons? Or I guess Falgi in this case.
What would you prefer? And would you like photos?
I love it when people come into chat and they're like, Diesel, did you know about this thing? What do you feel about this thing? And I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or it's just like, I don't care what they do.
My name, or something like King, anything like that. Thank you.
It's not against you, Platinum, by the way. I just thought it was funny.
I love it.
I'm gonna kill the fish tonight. I hope
I'm gonna kill the fish tonight. What was this like post? That I remember hearing like a post where it was like a guy like ate his goldfish or something after it died because he didn't want like an animal to eat it or something. Why do I like vaguely remember like a guy's pet fish died and so he ate it? Autism test. What do you feel about anime horses? I have seen people talk about the fucking anime horse game. Okay.
Hope you like it.
I'll love it.
And maybe I'll write on a paper with its.
Do I have a favorite?
Really
Do I have a favorite Twin Tower? That is an outrageous chat. It didn't say it was your first chat, but it's like, are you thinking about the author of the Chainsaw Man eating his goldfish? It was the author of Chainsaw Man. That's right. Diesel favorite niche war crime, dude. God. I've always been a fan of see, I don't even want to say what I think my favorite war crime is because I feel like I don't actually know what a war crime is. Favorite authoritarian dictator. Well, you know, there's only one OG.
Already tried. I want a valid answer.
Try harder.
Favorite mass casualty event. I'm ignoring you guys.
Do you dead animals? You're not a god. You support animals, and you're a manipulative liar.
That's so cute. Well, you're allowed to have your own beliefs, though regardless of my actions, I'll always be a god.
This is so corny. Diesel, what's your favorite topic on hot dogs and why is it mustard gas? Well, I don't know. There's like a joke about farting in here. So there's like there's brat-based humor somewhere in here.
God, I have dedicated worshippers whom I love so much. And actually, I find manipulation kind of stupid. I haven't used any manipulation tactics in forever, but I do lie when I need to.
I want you to me wrong.
I would still your corpse.
I want to blank me raw and okay. I like that we're like censoring all this out so that way I can't tell the context of this. All right, this is like the SCP articles that are entirely redacted, okay?
It's raw and tasty.
These posts, though can be seen as some ultimate edgelord tier remarks, are concerning when considering the context of them being a leader of a group.
I still think that this is like edgelord and that a lot of this is LARP. I think a lot of this is LARP. I would not be surprised if the thing about the killing an animal to get into the Discord is real. I would believe that those actions occurred, right? It's them like acting out the LARP. But this is like a really easy thing for them to do to themselves, right? Like they could pose a question to themselves and then answer the questions themselves. I would fully believe that that is the case.
As a space for people that feel alone and want a safe space.
The old Sonic design was leaked on a fart fetish account. Okay.
Safe space and in quotes family that allegedly encourages and
server.
As per the leader, I defend edgy jokes, but in the context to this degree can't really be defended as edgy jokes. This seems to be on the website mentioned before, and not in the context of a group chat or in friends' DMs. These are random anonymous posts. With the alleged tweets from
I blank my sister and using her for a painting on the wall would be cool. Okie dokie.
Mortis. Or how about even alleged
Dude, they switched over to Zoom-based classes and this kid fell off the fucking deep end.
Discord screenshots. These are all very concerning, and in seeing this, people would make videos connected to Birdie. This continues on in the Google Drive. Mortis and the Fallout would release the only known
There was animal torture in the server, mostly cats, dogs, and one rabbit. Well, you know what? I think we should bring back the rack. That's my take. Alright, you guys want to know my favorite medieval torture device? That's what I recommend. Bring back the rack. The wheel, even, yes.
statement I could find, where they don't really respond to much at all. This video was, in their words, to clear up misinformation people have been spreading apparently.
Hi everyone, it's Mortis. Basically, I have like a bunch
It's like a fucking Cult of the Lamb OC.
of stuff to clear up because people keep spreading misinformation and it's really, really annoying.
They then shockingly
If you are a god and you're if you're Homelander posting and then you make a video where you're like addressing the misconceptions and allegations, not only are you not a god, you lost. You're cringe. You're cringe.
admit to having an IP logger and not having it anymore, saying that if they did have it, they would be doxing all of their haters.
First of all, I do not have an IP logger in my card anymore. If I did, I would be.
I feel like the ACC and this DICE shit is pretty good evidence against schooling from home. Kids need to be unplugged from their tech for like a few hours a day. Holy fuck. Yeah, dude. Imagine if God was a furry. What animal do you think the Zootopia Jesus is? Like if you walk into a Zootopia church, like what animal is Jesus? Lamb. Well, lamb's the easy one. Okay?
Doxing literally everyone who comments on my crew, and like the majority of people are.
Why would it not be the easy one? It is the easy one.
Just like
I kind of like horse. I feel like otter is like code for like something gay. He's clearly a hyena. I could see a hyena. Non-derogatory, of course. Yeah.
hating on me, so obviously I would want to dox my haters, but I don't have an IP logger anymore. I had that.
There's a furry film being released and Jesus is an oxen / bull. Okay. Okay.
Back in like December.
Mortis is also mad at people telling them to game over, which is ironic considering the alleged responses mentioned before.
I also really don't recommend listening to Floofy on the most parts. They got like a lot of things wrong and are like acting immature towards me. I know that I came at them first, but it's because like I have a lot of people who ask me the same stuff, and whenever I tell them my answer, they tell me to end my life and stuff like that. So I didn't appreciate it. I don't know.
And you join the server in hopes for that, and then you're told that.
I don't feel bad.
This is like literally like this is like Discord mod final boss. That's it.
Mortis states that they wanted to make it into a cult, but didn't like the fact that they would be named a cult leader.
Also, another like really big point I need to make is that DICE is not a cult. I wanted to start making it into a cult because I thought that would be fun, but I guess
I thought it would be fun.
people don't want me to do that. So
yeah, I am God. I am Antichrist. I am gay. I am new in town. Don't tell me to kill myself, please.
they keep like calling me a cult leader and stuff like that. It's an organization, and that's what it will most likely always be.
Mortis also claims
an organization. It's a Discord server. It's a Discord server. What do you think you're doing in there? Okay, You're not organizing to do anything. You're sitting around and wasting time and posting criminal bullshit on a Discord server.
There's no proof to the animal claim, when that's on the contrary. For one, that clip I shown in a previous confrontation, and even an archive of them saying it, something we will talk about later in the video.
Also, people aren't really providing much information, which is like kind of giving me a bad reputation when there's not even any proof. So if you're gonna make accusations, for example, animal, please give like concrete evidence, because I haven't seen that, not once.
Mortis in this response fails to go over every allegation levied against them. What's even funnier is that this whole video is apparently unscripted, as per Mortis's word. From the alleged tweets to even the other screenshots, chalking it up to just
fuck you. One of the mods just DM'd me something, but I'm not gonna tell anybody what it is.
slurs is either malicious or obfuscating context, or maybe it's just so rushed it can't possibly be a good statement. And to wrap up this whole section, I do have some mixed thoughts on this. On one hand, this person has allegedly done some pretty bad actions. On the other hand, this person was 14 for a majority, if not everything that was displayed against them.
So if they were 14 at the time of this in 2020, it's 2025 now, and they'd be 19 years old. Jesus.
Mortis says if the Wikitubia is correct,
assuming that they're that age,
the same age as me,
they definitely sound like a minor.
Although I'm not condoning the behavior or the actions they are accused of, they were also a minor when this happened. Most likely even a freshman.
No excuse, there are children serial killers, you know. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But you know what they say about like think horses, not zebras, you know? I tend to walk through life thinking of horses, not zebras. It's a by the way, to explain that, that's like a turn of phrase where it's like if something is wrong or something is amiss, think of the more obvious choice before you start thinking of the more extravagant option.
In high school.
But that's what think of horses, not zebras is. I've heard it used from like a medical standpoint when discussing like symptoms and stuff like that.
I would like to assume this isn't indicative of their character anymore online, seeing as they're 19 and this happened when they were a minor. However, I think the information shown so far, or even later in the video, is important as I find it interesting, and there's not really one good place for everything about this topic in a cohesive video. But besides all of that, Mortis isn't the only person in this group who's allegedly admitted to some pretty horrendous stuff. But before we can get into that, to put into a better perspective this whole situation, I actually got in contact with some ex-DICE members.
Dude, this is the energy in this is just too outrageous. The energy in this video is so wild. What's the band that they have the song where they're like, creepy girls are just my style? What is that song? What band sings that? They're like, is it Ghost Town? Ghost Town. Oh my god, I used to listen to that fucking music all the time in high school. Holy shit.
Were you a member of DICE, or did you just look into DICE? I feel like that's a good distinction.
Yeah, no, I literally just saw a video about it. That's how I found it, and
I saw a video about it. It wasn't positive at all, and then I decided to join it. Oh, okay, well, I got this really interesting MLM you might want to be a part of.
just ended up deciding that I wanted to go and look into it because I was bored. I was a young child at the time. I was like, what, maybe 16, 17 when it all started.
Do you know of a person named Rusty by chance? Have you seen any of that?
I have seen Rusty, but I have no like new information about that person like at all.
Because I did see that there was a call. Is that like the only thing that's like really available about him?
Yeah, that's like the only thing that I have personally. I think I might have a few older screenshots I could probably find, but from what I know of Rusty, I think he's just completely off the
Yeah, if you see a video about something bad and then you interact with the bad thing, you need to be studied. No, it's like, you know, this is sucker born every minute, all right? It's just that if we're smarter than that baseline, then we should capitalize on the stupidity of others and sell them a bridge, you know?
internet because I called his dad. And I told him like everything that he was doing online. And I think that sparked alarm for his family to realize, oh, what the hell?
So the next question is, did you ever like join the server, or was it more like people that were in the server were giving you shit?
So the funny story about that is I didn't get to join the Discord server until I posted on Instagram about it or whatever, because the whole verification process with DICE a long time ago was you were supposed to submit an application through Google Docs or whatever, Google whatever it is, and basically you're supposed to get recognized on Instagram for it. And that's how I got in there, because I messaged Mortis and I asked them, and they were chill with me going. But I was only in there for a short amount of time because they hated me. That was the thing. Every time I joined, they automatically just disliked me. This was on alt accounts, by the way. So
I see.
yeah, I don't know entirely why, but that's the reaction that I got from DICE every time. So what I kept doing was, whenever I went into the server, I would add people and I would message them and, like, you know, start just talking about it, because I was just wondering what it was, really.
I see.
Oh my god. I, a minor, decided to investigate this thing that was like some weird necrophilic pedo cult on Discord. Ah, okay, great. Sure.
And I guess, what was your experience in that server like? What really went down in that server in the short amount of time you were in there?
So from what I've seen, it was a pretty average Discord server, like from what I've seen from it. But there was people, like, stuff that I've seen from out of it that was like clips of people doing stuff or whatever to their animals, which is like the whole reason why I was looking through it. But what I saw in there was, I saw people, you know.
That was... Side note, never understood why twinks or very skinny guys were seen as attractive. It really makes me feel uncomfortable how bony they are. Gotta be able to have some meat on the bones for me. Majunga responds, me either, CJ. There's like me streaming and then just chat having a different conversation.
I'll post in their face, talking about gore, you know, just weird shit. Sometimes they would say the N-word, you know, they'd be racist and stuff. They would tell people...
Nah, they were racist on that Discord server. Stop the presses.
People to kill themselves. It was just not good. It was just a bunch of edgy teenagers, to put it nicely. Just being edgy teenagers.
Were the chat or the NSFW chat available then?
From what I understand, they added one and then they unadded one from the time I was in there. But it was only
of you leaking because you were like a new member, probably.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, I honestly think that they had roles specific to specific people where they can access those channels.
Oh, so maybe you just couldn't have seen it because you were...
Because from what I understand, Rusty had one of those roles. So Rusty was able to see, like, all the chats or whatever and told us about that. At least that's what I remember from the call.
There's always been a claim that he apparently recorded his dog when he... Has there ever even been supporting evidence to show that they actually, like, recorded it? Because from what I see, it's just the fact that he...
Absolutely. You know the picture I show in the Dicework video that I made? It's
censoring for legal reasons. Also, it's disgusting. What is that? What is the implications behind that? I don't like that. That's ominous. Very ominous image.
A literal screenshot from the video that literally had that happen. So it's real. I've seen it.
I'll make sure to look back at your video, then I might have missed it.
What do you mean? Did this guy put the dog rape in his video? What are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
They didn't. The person who sent it to me did not censor it. So, I mean, like, I mean, I got the full uncut version. Basically, I was just like very surprised myself. I was like, okay, all right, police.
Is there like sufficient proof that like he sent that, or is it just testimony? Because that's what I have a lot in this Google Drive here, is just a lot of testimony. If
Okay,
that's
so basically, the video does exist. Like, it's a
The
literal
twin conversation is serious. So based.
video. It's like actually there.
This
like-
interviewee is kind of off. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of. I feel like there's some lead being buried here, you know?
I don't know about other people's testimonies or anything. I don't know.
Like what? This guy made a video exposing Dice, but he seems pretty like on the outs with it. So it's like, oh, he joins up and then he starts to like investigate it, quote unquote. So it just seems like I don't know how I feel about that, really.
But I'm just saying that the video is real. Like, I can't send it to you, but I have like emails of me sending it to the police and stuff. So if you want those, I have
An online cult hurting children and luring them themselves and their animals. Correction, he didn't send it to the police. He sent it to Mama Max. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You shouldn't even be interviewing this guy. He's clearly lying throughout the entire interview. There's no way this motherfucker isn't lying throughout the whole fucking video, bro. This fucking interviewee has something, and he was trying to get out ahead of it, and he got out ahead of it.
those, so you know there at least exists. You know.
Actually, yeah, that'd be really good. And then like censor.
Oh, he sent it to Mama Max and an animal abuse org. Dude, not only is Mama Max not gonna do shit, but neither is the animal abuse org. All right, you didn't even send it to Discord Trust and Safety. Why did he include this? He can't trust this guy. This guy is completely untrustworthy. What is the point of doing this interview?
Names or whatever, obviously.
All right, he should have been like, oh, I interviewed this guy, and then it turns out he lied about one of the most important aspects of his testimony.
Yeah, you're good. I don't know if you heard the call with me and Mortis, but that call was so hectic, dude. I wish I had Frankie here because Frankie was also in that VC call. Frankie's one of my friends who I went to high school with, and
oh my god, dude. Yeah, there's no way that high school is a past tense event for you.
He was the one who was like,
Diesel's chat is a Greek philosophy meeting, but we're all just Diogenes. That's actually a really good explanation of this community. I really like that.
let's just troll these guys, and I was like, sure, man, whatever.
So, did you see him in the server when you joined? Because I know they're in there for only like a short time, like you.
Yeah, what's with so many of these YouTubers trying to play Law and Order? It's like two things, right? A lot of like the Leafy style commentary and like normie reaction stuff. People give that shit a lot of shit. And so there's this ever increasing like level of want to be taken seriously. And it almost like comes around again and kind of, I don't know. I feel like there is a almost like a cultural want for you to be as serious and quote unquote journalistic as possible, but it's also like butting heads against the being entertaining thing. If I was more in the mood to be philosophical today, I could probably extrapolate upon that more because God knows that I have lots of opinions on that, but it almost is like, it's like two things of like people wanting more and more serious coverage, being annoyed by the Leafy style coverage and normie commentary, and those people who make the content trying to fight an ever increasing uphill battle of being the most serious person ever while still trying to be entertaining. And it's like, it's very difficult, one, And then 2, one part's always going to suffer. And 3, you really can't. And you need to just pick one. Just to be real. Like, I don't really, it's difficult. And I honestly don't think anybody ever will always be happy with your coverage. So you just got to, like, lean into the entertainment angle.
Basically, Mortis was Birdie was in there for...
I wonder if internet anthropologist is going to be a real title in the future. You know, I wanted to do content like that, but it just, you know, it never really chopped up, and now I do fucking dumb drama and dumb bullshit.
Like, a very short amount of time, and not only that, I only talked to...
The people send me stories with alleged real crimes, but the moment I ask them for the police to get involved, they magically disappear. It's the Leafy to Turkey Tom pipeline. Yeah, but even then, there's a lot of people who would... I think less now because Tom kind of operates within his own sphere outside of commentary proper. But, like, if you hang out in, like, quote-unquote commentary circles, yeah, fuck you, it's my stream. I'll pause as much as I want. But if you hang out in commentary circles, there's, like, this predisposition to be as serious as possible while also being entertaining, while also being a debate rapist, while also being able to read fucking minds. Did Tom actually carve his ex's name onto his chest, or was that a rumor? It was a rumor propagated by an individual known as Salvo.
Like, once, I actually talked to them. I was like, why are you in the server? You know, I asked them, and they were just like, I'm just in here because I'm friends with Mortis or whatever. They were only friends with Mortis, apparently. Like, they didn't, like, care about that server at all. Apparently, the only thing that they were really doing in there was just to be, you know, emo and edgy, because that's how Birdie was back in the day.
That's very weird considering their new response. Because they said that, like, their intention going into it was to be encouraged to something there.
Yeah, that's also something that I've considered, because I remember seeing their response, but honestly,
this stream is transformative.
Like, knowing them.
I mean, it's like a lot of this. Okay, to be honest, a lot of this conversation I've already thrown out the window. Right? I've really thrown a lot of this out the window because I don't feel like this guy that he's talking to is an honest actor, number 1. 2, I need to make sure that I say a lot of things about the video. And more than that, in the off chance that for some reason Ethan Klein decides to add me to his ever-increasing litigious list of lawsuits.
And knowing some of the shit they've done before this, it's just like,
they're probably...
I don't know, man. I think you were in there for other reasons. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like it's from Q.me, and I'm, like, pretty sure that's where it's from. Do you know if that's where it's from?
Yeah, these are real. These are real. This is literally how I found Mortis, actually. Like, I found these. What started it was these, from what I understand. Like, his popularity, it was just from that website, and then people started, you know, doing that DICE shit, I think. That's personally how I believe it started.
I do know, like, a lot of the lore is, like, he had, like, something like a 40 Bullets account, I think the username was, and he had, like, a falling out with some, like, other leader that they split and made their own, like, groups, I guess.
Oh my god. Yeah, Geo, man. Geo was that little...
I would draw Diesel in a toga, but I think too many people would be way too into that. That's the kind of life I want to live, you know? I want to... Dude, finally, the streamer is the modern day philosopher of our times. That's a crazy way to think about it. I'm picturing, you know, like the Death of Socrates painting? I'm picturing that, but it's like just a bunch of streamers in the room in togas. Diesel, my lawyer got back to me. You're required to have 3.7 reacts per minute of video. Them's the breaks. God, but this literally, I don't even... What am I supposed... This interview has gone on too long. I need to know more insane shit about this person, and it just feels like this is like a circular conversation that's talking about like the inner social workings of this Discord server. I don't care about the inner social workings of this Discord server. What this video needs to be about is about the insane shit that went on in that Discord server. And it just feels like it's kind of spinning its wheels to get to that point. I'm sorry. This is a boring interview. Sorry. I know I'm like the master of boring interviews because I have like 9, 12, a billion hours of interviews that I've done. okay? And I've put out a 3-hour fucking video, so I understand that, right? But it's like, Jesus Christ.
Fucking cult leader.
Do you know of him doxing people?
Yes, he's doxed multiple people, bro.
Multiple people? Okay.
The whole reason why I looked into him was because of what he did, like the last part of Dreamer's video, which is he doxed somebody, and basically the person who I talked to, who they doxed, they basically told me they didn't get doxed. They almost did because they put in the wrong phone number. So they've been really close to doxing people, I assume.
Well, then they just leaked some random guy's phone number. That's no better.
Yeah, because I do know they've admitted to having like an IP logger and shit, so.
People saying that the links weren't...
Okay, another thing is like I've gotten decently good with like Discord and technology and like the tools at the disposal to track and view information and see things, right? But like even amongst my contemporaries, it's actually pretty rare. Like the Op Block and myself are all pretty decent at it. But there's a lot of people that like there are people in this community that don't know how to use Kiwi farms. Not that like I'm gonna fall out of my fucking chair. Like, you don't know how to use a forum? You don't know how to use a forum? I'm sorry. It's just like I feel like a lot of this stuff should be like the guy in this video should go figure it out and find it out, right? Like talking to this random glup shitto isn't helping, right? Clearly the DICE server isn't around right now. But if there were secret channels in the DICE server, you could easily see those things using a modded client of Discord, right? So you go online, you type in Vencord, and then you add the plugin that lets you see secret channels using Vencord. It takes like 5 fucking seconds. It's really easy. It's readily available. There's literally a tutorial from No Text to Speech. Like, Jesus Christ.
Encrypted or anything. I don't think that's true. The reason why is because if that was the case, we would have more doxing, but I think it's more or less like they've just picture grab IP'd people, like I forget what they're called, but they link images and basically you click on that image and it's encrypted and they take your shit. At least that's how I assume that he was getting.
I think this guy had like a URL based IP logger, right? I don't think that this kid has the computer skills for like all these outrageous tools. Okay. Like they definitely performed heinous acts in person. And it seems like they did encourage people to do heinous acts, but like this weird, like net hacker shit, I don't think they knew how to do, right? Because there's a lot of them just like yapping to themselves on the Q question website.
Those locations, because most of the time, you know, minors aren't very intelligent and they don't know about.
Minors aren't very intelligent. Listen, buddy, there's no way you're older than 19 with that voice.
Encryption or how links work or IP grabbers work, so you know, it's easier.
It is so easy to IP grab. Not to like scare anybody, but like literally you could like store an IP grabber in a hyperlink, have somebody click it, and then you instantly got their IP, right? But if you have one of those IPs that changes all the time, which is getting more and more common now, then it's harder to get somebody's IP, right? It's really not that hard to do an IP grabber using a website. It's also not that hard or that complicated to figure it out that an IP grabber exists, right? If you were to throw a link that says youtube.bingus.com or something like that, right? You would obviously know that that link is suspicious. And then if you hover over it, you might even see that it says, actually, it sends you to an IP grabber website. How would one go about changing their IPs constantly? I think it's a feature of new routers. I'm not that guy. I don't know that much. I just know that it exists.
For him, I assume, to manipulate people to click on those.
Something about this stream just makes me feel free to speak my mind. I'll do better at not oversharing. No, CJ, you have Socrates divine. Well, Socrates isn't divine. You have the amphitheater's approval to speak your piece.
Do you know if like there was any age verification for anything in there, or was it just like if you knew them more, you got into like the?
Oh my God! Too much of this video is relying on the testimony of this guy.
that other shit that was probably hidden from new people?
There was none.
Take this with a grain of salt. What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why is this interview still going on, man? They cut back to the rest of the shit in here. I am gonna speed it up. Sleep timer, yeah, me.
There are like a lot of talks about I guess NSFW talks where like probably in those chats.
Well, I will say that they do talk about like not safe for work stuff, but I guess most of them are, you know, in those situations, so I assume yes.
I don't understand. So either this guy was an adult when he joined a server and then never reported it to the police, or this motherfucker was a minor, joined the server as a minor, and like participated in it and then decided to go on like a pedo hunt on his own as a minor. Like, tell me which one of these things is better, the minor going on pedo hunting or an adult going on minor pedo hunting? Like
Rusty was allegedly a server member of DICE. All screenshots I could find show Rusty doing ironic humor about being a
my god is a map as well. Okay.
Call. This call gives us some insight into one of the members that was supposedly involved in the server. According to the group members, Rusty is allegedly just 15 or 16 years old. This person combined with Mortis goes further to present a reality of a disgusting Discord cesspit. Starting off, Rusty says that if he saw it, he'd say, yeah, I get off to that.
No, because there's some emotional maturity. Like, at least there's some level of knowledge behind one above.
Why are we censoring the age? Like, that's clearly him saying what age of minor he's attracted to. Why not just have that uncensored?
Sixth grader, dude. What?
I'm sorry. I feel like this guy really put I know that this guy put in work for this video. It feels like he put in work, but this is also really bad. Like, the information being relayed is really bad. Like, he's doing a bad job at sharing the information. Like, I just want this information given in a clearer way, right? And for him to extrapolate upon certain things like the interview more, right? Like, what's his mindset to it? What is his takeaways from what this guy is saying, right? Like, it needs a little something more. Like, it really is lacking that certain kind of pizzazz, right? Like, if you guys watch Beckett's recent Saberspark videos, it's like he shows a piece of the interview and then he extrapolates upon that more by providing things that add on to it and change the context or expand upon it in a way that kind of alters your perception of what you're viewing, and it kind of weaves you forward on the story, right? But this is like, here's the thing, and then it just goes on. It's very meandering. By the way, the Oreo man whistle blew. Apparently, you can say previously demonetized words all you want, as long as it's like 2 minutes after the start of the vid/stream. I do believe that was like a publicly known thing for a long time. I don't think that's like a recent... I mean, obviously, the more people that know that, the better. But that's like something that... Like, when I explain to my editors how we do VODs and cut them up, I say, oh, just censor it for, like, the first 2 minutes, right? Or the first, like, 30 seconds. I don't even really care all that much, but I also don't think I swear as much as I used to, but I don't know.
What are you on about? Dude, you're a fucking sophomore in high school, and you're learning about fucking trig, fucking biology and shit. You're working for a job, you're looking for what colleges you want to enter, and a 6th grader barely got out of elementary school. Knows barely how to go to the fucking bathroom and... So you're saying that a 12 has more maturity? Oh my fucking god, what are you on about?
It's like, you know, I see it in my school and I'm like, yeah, I'd get off that. How do you do that?
I don't... Fucking Christ, here, let me think before I give you an answer. It isn't mainly for the bits, it's for the emotional bits, because...
For the...
This is an insane call. What the fuck?
No, it's straight up that. And you know that. You morally know that. And you know this shit is wrong morally.
Dude, it's like a bunch of 15-year-olds confronting this weird incel about him being attracted to 12-year-olds. Jesus. I can't wait for my next stream to not be about pedo shit, because this shit's so boring. I honestly can't take any of this shit seriously. I hear it so often. Like, I know it makes up a small fraction of drama content, right? but it's so outrageous that it kind of like simmers to the top like a fucking cursed 3-bean casserole or something. Okay, so it's just like, I can't wait to do something that's not this.
Around the 5-minute mark, the conversation takes an insane turn.
Again, I wish more people committed robberies and murders and stuff, because at least then it would like add some variety to the crime. That sounds insane to say. That was an insane statement that came out of my mouth.
With Rusty openly admitting an attraction to animals.
I think it's just the undying love that animals can give.
There will be a lolcow stream this week for sure. But I do love me some Cyrax. That guy's a fucking horrifying disaster.
Those sparks living in my head turn into...
You're going to absolutely eat those words. If a horrible mass casualty event occurs, let it be known that I did not approve of that, and that this is a joke, and that I am not approving of such behavior.
Oh, this is hot. I mean, if they love me, they love me.
Oh, so
that's my mental process.
You incited it. No, I am not saying I am not encouraging anybody to do it.
yeah, that's fucked up. Honestly,
I know.
It's a dog, and look,
That's fucked up. The kid questioning him is like in the prime age range to be groomed.
they're gonna be like, yeah, I fuck that. That's fucked up.
This disgusting theme continues just minutes later when Rusty
I will A-log that for the rest of time, buddy. Oh my god. If that seed of a joke ends up being referenced in something, I just gotta go, sorry. Wasn't me.
elaborates on their so-called process.
Let me ask you, what age dog would you have?
What age dog would you have? What kind of question is that? Someone call up Ed Rao. We need an expert in this instant.
I don't have an idea of ages for animals.
What do you mean? It doesn't matter if the dog is fucking 6 months or 5 years, bro. It's a dog.
Literally just if they
How many cabinets old is the dog?
look nice, they look nice. That's my process. My mind interprets in a weird way. It's
My theory about the dice server is it was inspired by Danganronpa V3 character Kokichi Omua, who ran an organization called Dice and was the ultimate mastermind. Oh my god.
It's not necessarily just...
Dude, we're like skipping over the dog can consent part and just going to the dog is how old?
Any dog. If it's a dog, that's mine. If I owned a dog, that's what I would have in my mind.
This is pretty disgusting, as I think.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, they got fucking store brand dog warts over there, bro.
I think anybody would agree. And Rusty would continue with a hypothetical proposed by the person in the call.
You would have with the dog.
If I owned it.
Then we get a pretty insane admittance that Rusty would want to do.
So, when you said that you wanted to have a child with, and say that you wanted to and just have the kid just for, was that fucking true?
At this point, y'all.
Why are any of these people confronting this guy and not just turning around and being like, hello, policia, hello, like why?
Know everything, so yes.
But that's not all. Rusty
I think this guy would answer the dog warts question with $5. Damn, man, this guy does it for free. The fuck?
would also claim that he wanted to have a romantic relationship with them, speaking of someone younger than them, and also wants to have some sort of a relationship with the dog.
I consider, like, if I hear that, I'll end up, if I experience that, I mentally consider that.
Bye, Falgi. Have a good stream.
Well, love, and I don't want to, like, explicitly animals to be in, like,
You want to be in love with animals. Okay, buddy. Okay. They got places for people like you. It's called prison.
I get the mental, like, delusion that I'm in some form of a relationship.
But you understand that no animal would do that. There's no consenting between you and animals.
I'm aware of that now that I think about it, because
I'm aware of that.
a lot of the things I think are just because I convince myself that that's how it works. Nobody else can convince me otherwise.
Rusty also claims that they were attracted to their 9 to 10-year-old cousin. They also claim that they stole their clothing so that they could feel more feminine, whatever that means.
Jesus Christ. Maybe this guy will kill people one day. Holy shit, bro belongs to the SCP Foundation. Oh God.
I wanted to for a different reason, but the cousin thing, I'm a physical person. I did want that, but I wanted to.
This is really like the DICE organization from Danganronpa. Oh my God.
So you didn't want what?
I wanted my cousin for reasons, as y'all know, but I wanted because
dude, another thing is like this guy is doing this in this Discord server, but it's like nobody's holding a gun to his head and making him answer these questions. Like he's giving it freely to these random strangers on the internet and just incriminating himself, you know? Like I don't understand the train of thought that leads to you even putting yourself in this situation. I'm not trying to give you the fucking animal fucking pedophile some like recourse here, but it's just like, why the fuck does any of this always happens? Why do these people stay in calls?
I don't know. I wanted to dress femininely without getting in trouble.
So you wanted to your cousin? Is that the reason that you wanted to?
She was okay. The way she acted was adorable, and I liked her. And that this is some Alabama tier shit.
So you liked the 9 or 10? Okay. So you liked her, like you had romantic feelings towards a not only your cousin, but a 9 to 10-year-old cousin, and you've had.
Okay. Rusty claims that he's gonna go get help. Whether that actually happened or not,
You didn't get help. These motherfuckers never get help. They don't get fucking help. This guy's voice is so incel-y. Yeah, unironically. The guy that they're confronting in that call does sound like he will kill people one day. That is like, that is my hot conspiratorial take, is that guy will commit a crime one day and it will be bad.
Don't really know. Which I will say that him getting help is pretty good. I think.
Get the fuck out of here. This guy should be killed with a gun. God. Oh, this person should get help. No, normalize saying sometimes things should be put out to pasture.
Rusty should get help for these thoughts. It's probably the best thing that he could do in this circumstance. And to wrap up this section, although one would chalk this all up to being weird, disgusting, and intrusive thoughts, I think it definitely adds a layer of context to the server and some of the degenerates that would be harbored in the server. From my knowledge when it comes to the dog talk, Rusty never acted on it. And with a certain minor, there's no real proof I can find.
You can put it in the drama chat.
Or anything of that matter besides the call. So at the very least, I find
it does look like Cosmodor. No.
This guy to be pretty disgusting. I will say that during the call, it is pretty good that Rusty claims to be getting help. Whether that's true or not, I don't really know. And one side note I do also want to mention is that for some reason, all these people were spamming this person's stocks, saying family member names, asking where he works, which I find pretty gross, regardless of who you're talking.
What are you fucking talking about, you psycho? I'm sorry. This guy is actually a fucking idiot. What are you on about, bro? Listen, if they're spamming the docs, that's a problem, right? But like, in the same breath, this guy is like a heinous potential fucking family child rapist, okay? All right? His shit should go straight to the police, or the family should know about it, okay? You shouldn't let this freak around his 9 to 10-year-old cousin, okay? He should be ostracized from his family. Nobody should ever talk to him again. All right, this is like, are you fucking kidding me? There is no like, we can't both sides this bullshit. I'm sorry. This guy, I'm going 10 grippers deep in this. Okay.
Talking to. But besides all of that, that's about what I could find for ex-DICE members that either made statements or were straight up degenerates then. There were 2 others in a certain Google Drive, but about halfway through making this video...
This video sucks. This video sucks. I can't believe it. This guy has some of the worst... This guy's like OPSEC is horrible, bro. This guy's OPSEC is so bad.
Apparently is now...
Holy shit. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up since we're. I am furious with this video, dude. Okay, so this is the Dice Kid. Okay. Dude, Danganronpa SS hat is crazy. No way. Holy shit. They actually, their whole shit is stolen from Danganronpa, bro. They stole their whole flow. Dude, it's Friday Night Funkin' Danganronpa. Mortis apologized to me a few months ago, but I don't know if an apology can make up for anything, Jesus. No, I think you're on point with this theory, right? Especially when you see it back to back like this. This is like the Zoomies version of this, you know? Oh man, Danganronpa fans, stay losing. Read the line from Kokichi himself. Why do you guys hate lies so much? There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? And some of them are only white lies or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie, that means that you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst. I get the vibe. Oh my god. It does, dude. Holy shit. I see it. For real.
Not accessible. I have no clue why that's the case. Besides all that, I think Rusty and Mortis, as well as testimonies from other members, paint a pretty bleak picture of Dice.org.
I hear Danganronpa is a lot like Phoenix Wright. And so it's been on my list of things to play because I like the Phoenix Wright series. But as is most things, I don't have time to play games these days.
What was your introduction into Dice?
The friend...
I unironically, I might skip this if this is that bad. Hold on, I'm going to speed it up.
Talked to Davis. They introduced me into Dice, so they were telling me about it, about this weird cult on Discord, and I was just like, yeah, I want to check it out. So that's kind
Oh my god.
of what started it all. Is Davis kind of forced me down that rabbit hole.
Gotcha. And he told me you helped him or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we both did a lot of shit around it.
Gotcha. And I guess when you started down the rabbit hole, what was that process like? What did you guys do?
I think what really started it for me, I remember there was this person who left Dice because of just the toxic environment, obviously, but they were doxxed by Mortis, the person who was, I guess, the leader at the time. So it really got me interested because, I don't know, you're just doxing somebody. That's not cool. That's not cool at all.
Yeah, for sure. Would you remember who they doxed apparently?
Oh, dude, if I could, yeah, if I could. It was so long ago.
So it started out with the whole doxing thing. So did you have any run-ins with Mortis by chance?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
I feel like Mortis became such a side character in this video that was about them.
To a lot of people who were really high up.
Yeah.
And Mortis knew who I was, knew who Davis was and shit like that, but never I never really got to message them directly or talk to them directly.
Gotcha. So did you actually get into
So what do you have anything to add if you haven't talked to Mortis, if you've never directly talked to Mortis? What is your, aside from being a Glupshido member in this Discord, what interaction do you have with the people of interest in the story? Right?
Yeah, that was the main thing I did is I made an alt account and just sat in the server and kind of just observed, took a bunch of fucking screenshots.
And I guess what was the server like? Is it really all it's chalked up to be?
Oh yeah, it's worse, to be honest. Everybody in there is so toxic. Not if you speak up, you're getting called a slur, something like that. You're done for. Do not type in that chat, bro.
Oh boy. Well, have you guys ever heard of /B on 4chan? /B is this really dark place with a lot of mysterious things happening on there.
There was a few more channels. There was a channel just for people posting their self-harm. People would be promoted to post their self-harm, and just a super toxic environment.
And as a new user, you weren't...
Dude, these guys would not survive /X on 4chan at all.
You get access to those channels, right? Because that's what I was told.
At the time, how I understood it is there was several different levels of chats. and I was
Who
new.
is
I could
this 4chan?
see some chats, but I couldn't see everything. I did see channels where people would post, and then there was just like a bunch of like just average Discord channels, like media shit like that.
Did you ever talk to anybody named Rusty at all? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, actually, yeah, I do. I have talked to them, yeah.
Okay. I guess like the biggest question, I think I forgot to ask the other person this.
So you've talked to Rusty, so tell us, what was Rusty like?
I think it was like claimed in this call that's leaked that he talked to or something like that. Do you know much about that?
Okay, wait. Davis is like, I'm at their house right now. They're right next to me. I'm gonna ask them about this. I'm gonna ask them about this to see. You remember Rusty? Weren't they cool when we first met them?
Yeah, kinda, I guess.
Well, they weren't. Because when we were friends with them, they came out that they were talking to him, right?
Yeah, like all types of different shit.
Yeah.
And so they did actually like talk to him, like.
Yeah. And we were pretty close with Rusty, weren't we? Like they were in for a little while. They were in our group chat, and like they were chill before the whole like shit came out, obviously. But
They were chill? I don't know if I believe that. Because the way that guy was talking about wanting to fuck dogs and kids is exactly how those fucking freaks talk, like all the time. Like there's no way that guy didn't have some red flags prior to that event, okay?
Yeah, because I do remember in that call that it was claimed that like they wanted to have a baby with this, and then they wanted to like shit or something like that.
Yeah. The more you tell me about that, I'm remembering all this shit. Like it was crazy, dude. But like like I said, they were pretty chill. And then all this came out, and it was like I definitely could see that they were the type of person to do that, but you wouldn't be able to tell just by talking to them.
So I guess besides Rusty, did you ever run into Birdie at all? Did you see Birdie in the server around the time, or is that before?
Birdie mentioned.
Your time.
Do you remember Birdie?
I talked about Birdie. They only talked to me like once or twice.
Yeah, I never had any personal interactions with Birdie that I remember at all.
This entire interview is like, I don't remember. Everything was fine when I was there, except people said slurs a lot.
I just heard from like word of mouth about them.
I did also want to ask, because I know from the last interview I did, I've done like a lot more research too. So I've watched this whole Mortis confrontation. Do you know a person named Satan by chance?
Yeah. I think I remember Satan.
Okay. I know Mortis said something along the lines of like, they posted a trans person because they wanted people to think it's did you ever see that like go down on Instagram at all? Or you just saw the call?
Yeah, well, so me and Davis both had a kind of a fake Instagram account that was linked to DICE and shit like that, and we were both pretty active on it. I didn't personally see it, but I heard a lot about it after it all happened.
I guess was there like
my friend was the one to drag Birdie out of there. Birdie claimed he joined because he wanted friends. Like, bro, you were trash talking to him in 2019 to 2020 for being obsessed with you. Huh. God. We're really, this video is so all over the place.
Anything really illegal in the server that you saw?
Oh yeah, there was photos of Mortis in their own dog.
Right.
Wild to say that.
I remember you told me about that.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that I remember is that coming out. Also, I don't know how much you know, there to get into this DICE server, or to get higher up into the DICE server, there was like a process you had to go through where I just pledged your allegiance to DICE by, you would do graffiti for DICE and take a photo, post it in the server, and you would also have to post photos of, like, one of the most common themes for DICE probably is like promoting.
Wait, so did you actually have to do that? Because I know for
promoting what? Promoting what? What did they promote? I don't know. It was all censored.
The other guy, I think I watched his video. I think he did like art and like something else.
Yeah. So I never had to do anything like that because I already knew people who were in DICE, so I just got the invite. But Davis did have to do something like that.
doing your dog. Animal torture, I think. Okay.
I think he just made graffiti on, I don't remember what it was. I think your dresser or some shit like that. And then I think he just like used makeup to make it look like he had.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I actually got into a call with Mortis and stuff. Like, to be
literally a prank organization in Danganronpa, dude. They literally messed up the whole aura, dude.
Honest, they were just like really young children, you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they were trying to accomplish there.
Were we in call with Mortis?
Yeah, you were there too.
Is that when I said?
Dude, this is literally censored, like one of those SCP gag articles that has all the important information censored, bro.
One thing, okay, what I'm referring to, I could send you the video if you wanted me to. It was, we were in call with a few people, like higher ups, and I guess Mortis too, and we were just talking to him. I don't remember, I didn't know it was Mortis, but I was.
Oh my god, what is the point of this interview? It doesn't add anything.
Being stupid, I was quiet the whole interview, bro, and I just like all of a sudden I'm like, I'm a little disappointed. I honestly thought DICE would be a little bit more, I don't know, mentally stable than this.
What do you mean?
Dude, the fucking call blew up. People started crying and shit. It was crazy. But I actually, if that was Mortis, yeah, I remember. Like, I've talked to Mortis, yeah.
Was Darius a part of that one call that's on YouTube called Fat Fuck, or is that somebody else that was talking to them?
The video is called Fat Fuck?
Yeah, is that ironically called that?
The ones that are unlisted, yeah.
Yeah, he said yeah.
Okay, so that was him. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, so
Dude, if Mama Max was still around, he would have eaten this shit up, bro. Holy shit.
these uniforms, do you know if this is like pushed on people at all, or is this just like a meme?
The uniforms? No, I think it's just a meme, to be honest, because I literally, when I was in there, I never really heard about the uniforms. I saw people I saw when they first started making them and they were like putting up designs and shit, but do I believe that DICE, the members of DICE, they wouldn't have put on the outfit if Mortis told them to? I think they would,
did.
but
They did. Holy shit. The DICE in game. The DICE in game is like, all they did was ape the aesthetic and then just fucking mess up everything else.
Just didn't hear enough about it to actually believe it.
I guess because Darius
If I
is
recall
huge,
correctly, the owner of DICE did get arrested. Well, that's good at least.
So like when you guys are in the server, so like obviously I don't think that this is a cool, or at least it's just not enough to necessarily use the term. I still think it's really bad. Did Mortis like ever push them like being a god in that server to the point where like we couldn't like dispel it as being edgy at all?
There was definitely, like, with Mortis, definitely a really big like god complex. I don't know. I don't think I remember.
They
them
played Danganronpa. Okay, that's it. They played Danganronpa.
ever claiming they had some like a supernatural abilities or anything like that, but they definitely saw themselves as I guess on top of everything.
Sure. So you wouldn't say there's any like this is gonna sound really fucking cringe, but let's just clarify. From what you saw, there's no like pushing a religion or anything like that?
Not that I know of. There was definitely like they were definitely trying to push certain beliefs, but I don't think they were trying to push a defined religion now.
Okay. Do you know what type of beliefs they're trying to push? Was it like just like this more?
Yeah, just like I guess like something similar to like sin worshippers, where they just do like crazy shit just for the fact of doing it, I guess.
Would you like?
Wow. I'm skipping this interview. It's the resident sleeper. Resident sleeper.
No fucking way. Did I just watch this retarded ass video and that?
What the fuck?
That's what I could find about DICE.
No fucking way. Did I just watch this retarded ass video and that's it?
Well, that's the thing. This case is.
His straw man, bro. The straw man guy that he has in here is like actually more engaged than him, man.
Somewhat open. Even with the ample research I did, there's a lot of stuff.
You didn't do that much, I gotta be honest. I don't really feel like you did a lot. This is a resident sleeper.
Here for sure, but an actual look into the server is hard to come by. There are chat logs that exist, but to be honest, I don't want to risk accidentally clicking on something bad. That would get me
oh my god,
in way too deep into the case.
Oh my god, this sucked.
Less than.
Well, let me put this into perspective. You'll see what I mean. Mortis
this completely undersells how bad the group is.
Originally had a Twitter titled 70 Bullets, and eventually led him into a separate group, one that eventually led him into making DICE. Mortis was obsessed with Birdie to the point of doing not okay things to himself. DICE is really not what's advertised. They promote as a family and a cult, when in my opinion there's not enough here, if I'm being good faith, to even call this a cult. Mortis has said and done deranged things, such as the quote me screenshots, call where they believe they are a god, and
there's no way that he's like wrapping it up by going over the topics in this video.
Has done some pretty bad stuff to their dog, and even allegedly posted said material. Rusty, another member, holds.
This was literally, dude, Fauci recommended a sleeper, dude. I think this is the reaction Fauci wanted, though, dude. I think he wanted this. He wanted me to be like pee pee poo poo pee pee poo poo. Dude, that was not great. I'm not gonna lie. Oh boy. Pretty bad stuff to his dog. Yeah, that's underselling it, man. That's fucking underselling it as hell. I remember when the first DICE video was made by Ready to Glare. No fucking way, Ready to Glare. Holy shit. I didn't look at this last time from Ember, so I might as well look at it now.
feel like some coffee?
What are you, just standing around handing out coffee to strangers at 6 a.m.?
I always have a cup for whoever gets here first.
You got here first.
This is a very weirdly uncomfortable ad.
Yes, but
it's lazy bedhead.
don't work here yet.
Then why do you keep coming back?
When I was in the
Glare
service,
had a good
my dad
video on it?
sent me this
Okay.
book, and it was written by the guy who started this company. And every word in the book, I mean, I wanted to be that guy. And it was written by the guy who started this company. And every word in the book, I mean,
you know, I wrote that book.
I wanted to be that guy.
You know,
I thought the best way to learn would be to have a cup for whoever gets here first.
You got here first.
Yes, I know that.
You know,
Is this actually the editing on this ad?
That book.
What is with this ad?
My dad
wrote that book.
Your picture is on the dust.
You know, I used to have a Corolla.
Yes, I know that.
An 85.
Yes, that's in the book.
What are you, just standing around handing out coffee to strangers at 6 a.m.?
Dude, this is actually, I think I have dementia, dude. It's like a skit, yeah.
That guy.
It's a shit post. This isn't a real ad.
Yes, but my dad.
Did I just get you baited into watching this?
He sent me this book.
You know, I used to have a Corolla.
I know that.
The Toyota Corolla is just the car to get you from A to B. When A is the EO and B is the CB. When A.
Sure, okay. We can be bees, Diesel. We can be bees, okay? Not only can we be bees, we can live for 30 years. Okay? Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna fucking send you over to Falgi. Tell him that we can be bees today, chat. Okay? Tell him that we can be bees.